Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Eric from All American Medical Group, and I will be your host today. This is the CCHCA Grant Program live stream for the Community Youth Center of San Francisco's presentation entitled Enhancing Care to Isolated, Frail, and Low-Income Chinese Elders During the Pandemic. CCHCA's annual Community Grants program provides funding to projects benefiting the public health of Asian American communities in the San Francisco Bay Area. And this seminar will highlight the contents of the program. After the presentation, we will have a 15-minute Q&A session. If you have questions, please leave them in the chat box, either on Zoom, or if you're watching on YouTube, then you can leave it in the chat box here. And with that said, let's get started. So welcome Sharon Guo, Kai Lau, and Ian Chen from CYC for joining us today. You may take it away.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kai. I'm from CYC. Along with me, I have my colleagues, Sharon Guo and Ian Chen. So Sharon, if you can start sharing the PowerPoint, would be great. So I just want to give so we are from CYC, Community Youth Center. I just want to give before we begin, we just want to give a brief introduction about CYC. So we established in 1970, and our mission is to encourage a diverse population of high-need young people to explore their full potential through academic, career, family, and community. So we have been serving the population, the San Francisco community for about 51 years now. And then each year we serve a different population about job placement, violence prevention. We also educated community about disaster preparedness and health and safety awareness. So our goal is really make sure we educate the community, and all this are free program that we offer. Next, please. So I'm going to talk about the CCHCA grant, particularly funded to us to focus on 3 educational topics. The first one is the Stop the Bleed training. The reason why we want to focus on Stop the Bleed training because a person can actually die after excessive blood loss within 5 minutes. So it's very important to someone to know how to use a tourniquet to quickly stop the blood loss. And among the Chinese community, not many people know how to apply stop the bleed, how to apply tourniquet. So as a bystander, knowing how to call 911 to call the emergency responder, we also know how to stop the bleed while the emergency responder is on their way. So that's why we are trying to push this out in multiple language, in English and Chinese, and to educate our seniors and our monolingual populations about this Stop the Bleed training. And then the second training we have is hands-only CPR. So because the likelihood of a person that every 60 seconds pass, the person likelihood to survive from a cardiac arrest is dropped by 10%. So if we're able to react to the CPR, hands-only CPR by applying compressions to the person, it will help saving a life because within 4 minutes, maybe about 4 minutes, the brain damage will begin to occur. So sometimes it takes more than 3 to 5 minutes for the emergency responder to arrive. So in the meanwhile, a bystander can actually help learning the skill to help save a life by maintaining their blood circulation in their body. So they will have a higher chance of surviving as they suddenly collapse or they have a sudden heart attack. So that's why it's important for us to educate the community about how to provide chest compression on a hands-only CPR. And the third topic that we cover is a Heatwave education that we add in this year, this new, because due to the climate change, it has been very, very unpredictable weather because like today we have a very bad air quality day, and because of the wildfire, and then San Francisco residents are not really used to heat wave, because we have been enjoying the four season in spring, in the foggy city. So it's been very rare to have people to experience heat wave, but actually more than 600 people in the United States were killed by extreme heat every year. And a senior is actually very, very vulnerable for this heat wave as well. So, and we're in this training, we actually educate them what are the symptoms that when they experience a heat-related illness, and what are the things that they can do to move to a cooler place when they experience a heat wave. Because not too many people in San Francisco actually equip an air conditioning or a fan. Probably no. I actually don't own a fan at home until the recent heat wave, right? So that's why education, the heat wave education is very important for San Francisco residents and to the monolingual senior as well, because they're the most vulnerable and they're mostly living by themselves, and they need to know all this education, details about how to handle when situation comes. So I'm gonna pass it to Sharon's Ian's gonna talk about the project objective. Or Sharon.
Thank you, Kai. And hi everyone, I'm Sharon. Next, I'm going to talk about the project objective. So our project objectives are to expand access and educational outreach of the Stop the Bleed, hands-only CPR and Heatwave educational program by training 40 bilingual youth volunteers to change the target population, which is our Chinese monolingual communities, as well as to being a community health volunteers to provide direct service to the Chinese communities. And as well as we want to equip over 2,000 individuals in Chinese monolingual community with necessary life-saving skills to prepare them how to early respond to a threat of bleeding emergency, heart-related illness, and injuries. As well as we will create flyers, educational material to provide public service announcements in Chinese and other multiple languages to outreach to the communities through various of traditional and social media platforms. Through the YCE programs, 200 volunteers to collaborate with 10 public high school, 15 community partners, and the senior service providers to promote the importances of the life-saving skills and for the prevention and effective early response to the threat of the bleeding emergency, heart-related and heat-related illness. So next, Ian will talk more about the achieved goal that we have accomplished this year.
Hello, my name is Ian, and so during this year, 2021, we have conducted a training for 50 bilingual youth volunteers, and up to date, we have provided training to 500 individuals and have conducted over 20 virtual workshops in the community. And we also pass out 3,000 educational material to community service provider. And people are actually able to learn this topic because this topic are not usual to learn it on a daily basis. And it's something new to the community. So investing time to educate people about this topic is life-saving for many people. Knowing how to react and respond to an emergency is the key to save a life. In partnership with the senior building, even though we're not able to do our in-person visit to the senior, we actually were able to drop off educational flyer materials for the senior to review when they are shelter in place. And later on, we're actually to get the chance to collaborate with the senior building to host virtual training on Zoom. And for those seniors were not able to access on Zoom, we were able to sign them up for type of class and teach them how to get access on Zoom. We think this project is successful because we were able to train the youth during their high school time about this life-saving skills and to learn how to present to the community. and they were able to activate their public speaking skills to educate the Chinese monolingual community about stop bleed, hands-only CPR, and heatwave education. They were able to use this channel to improve their intergenerational relationship with the elder and learning how to respect the seniors. So we find this is a really successful story, and we want to continue doing this with the youth, to the senior, and to the community. So our audience will be youth leader do the trainer program and 10 public high school youth from YCE, Youth for Community Engagement Club. We also had a chance to partner with community-based organization and senior building participant. We also involved in community fair, doing outreach tabling and canvassing.
So this year, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we have encountered our biggest challenge on implementing the projects because during the shelter in place, we have converted many of our workshops into a virtual platform. And also because of that, we found out a lot of our seniors actually have a difficulty in accessing the technologies. But fortunately, we were able to host the online tablet class for our seniors to teach to access the Zoom on their devices. So because of this, they're still able to receive the educational training from us and enjoy the workshop with us during the shelter in place time. And as well as we were able to partner with the community-based organization to engage with their participants, including parents, youth, elderly, and very luckily, starting July this year, we were getting the invitation from the senior building to invite us going back to in-person activities and host the in-person workshop to meet with their seniors under the COVID-19 safety guidelines. So the next, I would like to show videos about the work that our youth have done this year.
I don't think there's sound.
So probably I need to.
Oh, you might need to share the computer sound. If you go to the bottom of your Zoom, there should be the more button, the icon, and then you should be able to see something that says like share computer sound.
Oh, hold on.
Of the pandemic,
it's not able to hear. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it works now.
Okay.
In the past year, even though we were in a difficult period, our 55 dedicated youth officers have led 10 high school clubs and continued to serve over 350 seniors by hosting tablet classes, monthly activities, disaster preparedness, and earthquake safety training. Because of the pandemic, everything has shifted to a virtual platform. We have transitioned many of our in-person community engagement activities and events to online activities such as the virtual senior tablet class. Throughout the year of 2020 to 2021, our 9 YCE club vice presidents led their youth volunteers and took turns hosting the tablet class virtually to teach the seniors on how to use electronic devices and smartphone applications. They have successfully offered 12 cohorts, 36 classes in total, and more than 200 seniors and youth volunteers have participated in our community tablet class program. The Adopt a Senior building did not stop the interaction with our seniors in 15 senior buildings due to the pandemic. Our AASB leaders also kept community posters, etc., to educate them how to prepare for an emergency. In addition, we were able to partner with Richmond Senior Center to host a social hour once a week to interact with their senior participants by creating joyful activities and talking with them. Fortunately, after being unable to hold in-person activities for more than a year, we can finally gradually return to face-to-face activities with the seniors in the senior building and come out to do volunteer activities. We hope that we can return to normal and serve our communities soon.
Yes, and this. Okay, so the video just showed the work that we have done in the past couple months, and for the rest of the year, we would like to continue to host additional training to our communities, including the youth, adults, and seniors. And at the same time, as we can resume in-person activities, we will able to visit the senior in the senior buildings again and to teach them about the life-saving skills and any other educational workshops. As well as we will continue to conduct educational outreach to the residents in the different communities, especially like in Chinatown and Richmond districts, because like on September, we are going to have our Mid-Autumn Festivals, and we will take this opportunity to promote our life-saving skills through the community fair events. And last but not least, we want to show our appreciation to a CCHCA AMG group, because of this grant, we will allow us to teach our youth about the life-saving skill. They can utilize and understand the knowledge and deliver it to our target populations to raise everyone's awareness and prepare them for the emergency situations. And at this, I think we are done with our presentations. Is there any questions for us?
Okay, thank you so much to everyone, CYC. So yeah, we'll go into the live Q&A session now. So again, if anyone has any questions, they can leave it in the chat box on Zoom, or if they're on YouTube, leave it in the chat box there as well. We do have some questions of our own that we like to ask at this time. So we'll start with the first question.
Yes.
So besides the CCHCA grant project, what kind of can you share what kind of services that CYC offers, and are there any free services for anyone in the community?
Yes, thank you for the programming and service to different age of students, adults, and the seniors. And I have the slide here. As you can see, we are offering the health and wellness service, which is like behavioral health, crisis intervention, case management service. And all this service is provide one-on-one service to the adult, senior, or their families as well. And as well as we have enrichment program like a dragon boat team, table tennis club for the school, for the students, and like after school program for people who can spend time after their school, and workforce development programs. We help them to like job placement, resume writing, and as well as the job reading list skills. And last but not least is our community engagement programs like the leadership development program like the YCE. We train our youth participants to be a leader, to engage in the community, teach the community how to prepare for disaster, doing the educational workshop, and as well as the community outreach program like the CCSJ we just established last year. We do the victim service and provide the community outreach to the district merchants. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. It's good to see there's so much a variety of community engagement and just spreading awareness of the health and wellness to the community. So can you share with us some of the services that you provide that's like, are there specifically for one-on-one consultation, or there's group services?
Yes, and especially for the one-on-one service, as we want like the behavioral health and the crisis intervention program, because this one-on-one service for the individual students or their parents, and if there are any mental health issues, we also provide one-on-one service and the referral to the mental service providers.
Okay, great, thank you. So the next question, I believe you did cover this earlier, but if you can just go over again the ideal clients that this project is for and the other services for those ideal clients.
Yes, and the ideal client for this project is we provide the educational workshop to different group of people like youth participants, elder educational material in different language, like in Chinese, in English, and we translate to different language and outreach to the communities and let everyone is able to access to the information and to raise their awareness in the life-saving skills.
Okay, great. So next question is, what are some of the challenges that you have experienced so far for implementing this project? I know you've mentioned how COVID did have an impact on CYC itself, but were there any challenges just implementing specifically for the project?
Yes, and I think it's the challenge that specifically for the project is to have the senior get access to the information, because sometimes when we reach out the seniors and we have to provide some of the information with them, and we want to make sure they can get access to the information, for example, like maybe simple language, or maybe we have to make the flyers or the materials into like bigger fonts and make sure they all able to get access to it.
Yeah, as someone who does work in communicating the media to our social media, it is very difficult having to have so many different platforms that we try to spread it to. So just having so many things that they need access to in technology, it can be a very confusing thing. So it is very challenging so our next question, can you share some of the successful stories that you had so far in working in this project?
Yeah, so we found this project is successful because this provide opportunity for our youth leader to learn more about the life-saving skill and to raise the awareness about the health and safety issues, which was able to sustain our project and to the community and to our target populations as well, because they know how to present this topic to the communities, and they build the relationship with the adults and their even their grandparents as well by learning these skills, and they can teach back to the communities.
Great, excellent. So last question we have, what is the best way we can get, anyone can get in touch with CYC? Yes,
and we are very welcome everyone, and if interested in our CYC's programming, feel free to visit our website at cycsf.org to learn more about. Would like to schedule a workshop with us, and feel free to make a call to us at 415-550-1151, and as well as email us by yc@cycsf.org. And we are more than happy to schedule a workshop with your organizations, with your group. Yeah.
Great. So we'll make sure to have the URL as well as the other contact information for the description of this video. So in case you missed it or want to see it again, this video will be available as soon as the presentation is done on YouTube. So unless there are any other questions, I believe that will be it for this presentation. Okay, so last thing then. So that will conclude today's CCHCA grant program presentation with CYC. As a reminder, we have more presentations for the program coming up, and you can access the schedule located on our website at amgdoctors.com and click on the English site. So that would be on this page you see here in English site. And if you'd like to learn more about the community grants program, you can access our schedule actually over here, the online health workshops for the upcoming schedules with the grant programs included, as well as our current health workshops. If you'd like to learn more about the community grants program, you can access it on our page here in the corner, community grants program. You can also go directly to www.amgdoctors.com/community-grants-program to learn more. And I've been your host, Eric from AMG. We post the latest updates on our new on our news page, sorry, as well as on our social media platforms. So we post updates on our news page on the platforms, which you can see here. We have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. You can watch this presentation again, as well as hundreds of our other videos on many different health topics right on our channel. That's AMG Doctors. So I would like to finally thank everyone who joined us today for this event. Very special thanks to Sharon, Kai, and Ian from CYC for coming on and sharing the presentation with us. That will be the end of the program. So until then, stay safe and healthy, everyone, and hope you have a good day, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric and
Right.
Esther. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone.
All right, bye-bye.